Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot oracle, your daily insight on life and love for February 18th, 2022, also being timeless wherever you're catching in time. This might be relevant or irrelevant. Maybe it's going to be just an interesting show for you. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's timeless. So if you stumble across this at any point in time, this might be something that's going on. And again, it's general collective. Don't force this to fit. You can always discard this. If you do have questions about booking a private session, go ahead and find the provided email address or find me on social platforms, send me a DM. Yeah. Okay. What I'm looking at here is somebody who really had to, somebody who really grew up. This is you or somebody that you're dealing with. Impulsive to a fault in the past. Now I feel like they got a really firm footing in life. This person really grew up, and I think that they're really ready to start coming out of their shell. This is somebody who I feel like, while they may not be the oldest person in the room, they have a ton of experience. It feels like life has thrown a lot at them recently, and I don't know how well this person has handled it, but they handled it. And what I'm seeing right now is this person, the experience has aged them a lot, not in the negative way. This is just somebody who had to really learn fast, learn hard, and get a sense of doing what's best, a huge sense of morals coming in. And I think that these are very solidified morals. So what I'm seeing here is somebody who really went along with whatever the crowd was because they had a really hard time being alone. And they really had no other choice but to learn how to be alone. I think that this person may have been like the life of the party, but then everything just shut down at once. We can always go towards the pandemic idea. I get it. But honestly, this could even stand outside of that. The party stopped immediately. And then it was time to get to work. Life got super real fast. And it looks like this was a very scary time for you. I see that this may have even had a threat to your mortality. Like somebody would guess how you made it out. I'm really glad that you're alive. I'm glad that you're here. But now it's time for you to begin again. It's time for you to allow yourself to move forward. You're not stuck in a space that doesn't exist. What I'm seeing here is, I know that it was hard. I know that it was feeling like the whole world was, closing in on you. It's not going to be that way moving forward, and it's now time for you to step up and move forward. So what I see here is you are so incredibly strong. You're brave, you're a warrior. Anybody could say this about you. It's time for you to come forward with your best, not your most cautious, not your most safe. Obviously, I'm not talking about you doing anything dangerous. Stop playing life safe. Start to make some bold moves. This is not impulsive. This is brave. And I see that you're going to have to work on your courage. The wisdom is there, the know-how is there, but there's still this hang up. We're hanging back. The only thing that we're missing is Ace of Pentacles. So this is not dealing with actual materialism. This is something that you embody. Interesting. Okay, tell me more about this. Moving on and healing. So you're scared about moving on and healing, worried about failing again. You didn't fail. Okay, the Queen of Wands. You're not stuck. You're not constantly outrunning something. What I see here is looking for the best option for yourself, feeling stuck, like nothing is going to be able to get done. There is a major payoff that is coming up for you. And it's right where you are. You have to move on from where you are right now. And then we have this. So this, you're going to have to take a chance. So this is not waiting for a sense of perfection, a sense of major security. You have to know that you can handle whatever life throws at you. Start to make movements for yourself. It's time for you to start actualizing the personal growth that you have had and stop being so modest and humble about it. It's a lot of crap. You've been through the ringer. You've been scared. You've been unreachable by people, and it's time for you to acknowledge that and allow yourself to be vulnerable and speaking out about it. It's time that you talk about your fears with this. I'm getting pulled to the Butterfly Oracle. Healing from the past. Yes, my dear, you're healing from the past, an end of an era. Take the next step now. You need to start taking care of yourself. Be true to you. And then we have finances. And we have you are stronger than you know. So you're going to be, first off, changing. You're going to be changing your environment. Clearly, your either birth family or your constructed family, whatever the family is that you have or that you have created, is going through a major change. You are not going to be made to live in the past. The past chapter has closed off. I feel like that's part of the awakening and the spiritual death that you have encountered. And I see that that door is shut. It's shut and it's not coming back. You don't need to worry about it. And that in its sense has its own pain because it feels like something so final and it feels like something so detrimental and it feels like you haven't grieved and allowed yourself to grieve what you have supposedly lost. Maybe you actually did lose something. Maybe you really did lose someone, and that's not anything I'm marginalizing. But you have to start taking care of yourself. This future is calling you in and it needs you to take care of yourself to go to where you are going. This is also talking about being in your true form, your true self, and investing in that. The finances in this are about you investing in the changes that you need to make. And I know that you're scared. It's scary because everything does have an end. That end leads to a completely new beginning. Maybe it's going to be a new version of this. Maybe it's going to be a new version of life. Maybe it's going to be a new version of job. Whatever it is, every ending has a new beginning. It is the continual cycle. It doesn't stop. It doesn't cease to exist. Life doesn't, and consciousness doesn't cease to exist in this. And that's what this is talking about. So the embracing the changes and the family changes that are coming up, this is going to have to really look in what's in alignment with you. Okay, do I want this deck? I'm trying to feel out what decks I'm being called to right now. Yes, I have a cold. So it appears as though we want healing with the angels. You have to want more for your life. Isn't that a trip? Stop being so complacent. This new beginning is going to call in for you to actually call out for more. Minimalists, what does more look like to you? More the same, more or less? Okay, wait, what's this? Intentions. Celebration. And then we have balance. Your life is trying to establish a new form of balance. Maybe you've met somebody new. Maybe you are having a drawback to the relationship that you have already. Maybe it's going through a new phase together. What I'm seeing here is be very wise, comfortable and intentional with what it is that you guys are calling into existence. You have to be balanced with this. So this is going to involve the shadow work of letting go of the past. So what I see here, I feel like you guys hit a milestone. I want to know what that is. So hang on, I'm being pulled to two separate decks. We have daily guidance from the angels. So trustworthy guidance, see only love in the new partner. Somebody's gone through a drastic change and you really have to start vocalizing what part you play in that. Because believe it or not, you play a part. This is a collaboration. No, I feel like in past connections, you probably weren't allowed or probably weren't able to establish any form of assertiveness. Maybe you didn't have a voice. Maybe in a lot of your connections in your life, you're kind of used to not having a voice. And when you are used to not having a voice, you learn to stop speaking. Somebody has come into your life who has challenged you and who has forced you to learn to speak up, forced you to use your words and use the right words, not just verbal, okay, word vomit, I'll say that. You have to learn to say what you mean and to mean what you say. If you say things that you do not mean, then the world and then consciousness is not going to know how to take you, not going to know what you're drawing in. You're going to draw in chaos, and you're already at the top of the heap with everything that you have been through. The worst is behind you, and you are still working on yourself, still working on your self-mastery and your emotional balance. I think that you've had a lot of waves rock you. I think that you drowned, and I think that it took a lot for you to learn how to stay afloat. And this is not something that you're ever going to allow to go away again. And what I'm seeing here is the continual work to be able to continually work on yourself and these connections, but also seeing the potential in this situation, what you guys can do. So I'm not being pulled to this deck anymore. All right, so mermaids and dolphins, and the incense is out. You know, I had a lighter. Where did it go? Alrighty. Mermaids and dolphins, what do you want to tell the collective? Why am I talking this way? Because I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. I need some vitamin C. Hold on. Self-forgiveness. Okay, let's unpack that. Why do you need to forgive yourself? You know, part of what moving on is like is learning who hangs on to the old storyline of you and who doesn't allow for you to ascend and grow. Some people will hang on to the old story of you because they don't know how to embrace this new version, and they're not meant to be with this healed version of yourself. It's actually very important for you, in order to get where you have to go, that you don't worry about what people can say or bring up about your past. I don't know if you've ever realized this, but you being the human that you are, somewhere along the line, you've screwed up. Yeah, I know, shocker. But you've screwed up. You've hurt people, you've said the wrong thing, you've done the wrong thing, you've acted not in integrity, you've deliberately hurt somebody to some degree. I want you to know you're not the only one. You're not perfect. You are human, and you've evolved from that. So this point of forgiveness, because I see where you're going with this, is going to involve you and having the confrontation with maybe people of the past, maybe the memories of the past, that are going to make you feel like you can't move on to whatever this ascension is, to make you feel like you don't deserve this treasure chest, and who's going to hold the past against you as though it's happening now. You need to forgive yourself. You also, in the same breath, not that I'm telling you to be pen pals with any of these people, you need to be able to forgive the people who have hurt you, who've left you, who've deceived you, who've completely taken advantage of you in whatever way. The only reason is because you don't need their hang-ups and their pain to influence your decisions moving forward. I don't know if you realize, but the trials and tribulations and the elations of your life have all been a factor in the decisions that you've made. And this is talking about losing the pain and stop dimming your light in your world. You can take it as a lesson and see how it's evolved you. Now, being pulled to, this is all very serendipitous, and a new life is happening. Okay, enough of that. You are thinking that you are, you're lost in your head with this, thinking about every which way that this could be wrong. You don't know where anything is going. That's fine. You don't need to know where everything is going. All that glitters, you don't need to know where everything is going, but you need to understand what you are not. And that's why Spirit is telling you, if you don't know everything is going, you need to at least do a self-check and discover where you've been and discover what you're not, so you can actually let that be released through the point of forgiveness, so that you can move on and be very intentional that with what you are letting go, you are not calling back into your life. Now, why would that happen? Because you keep focusing on it. You keep using the negative terms with it. The universe does not understand negative terms. When you say don't, it assumes do. So it's kind of like the brain in that. It's stupid and genius at the same time. It's like when you're in the dark, your brain goes into survival mode and it starts to actually, create a problem in the dark. You're not afraid of the dark. You're afraid of what's in the dark, and your brain going into survival mode is going to create every scenario under not the sun, because then it'd be day, under the stars and to tell you why you should be afraid of the dark. It's genius and it's stupid at the same time, but you're calling in this soul connection and the actualization of it. The thing is, there's a key to unlock the heart and to open up into that happiness. So what this is talking about is you don't know where this soulmate relationship is going, where it initially came from, but be very intentional and speak positive about it. Speak about it in the affirmations of it to kind of gear it towards the growth and the expansion that it needs to be. Now, the reason behind that is you guys do not need to continually keep learning lessons of pain. This is bringing about the fact that you don't have confidence in yourself in relationships or in what you deserve. So this is why you need to sit back and actually do some sort of self-assessment. Realize the pain that you have to let go of and how it's hurt you. If you do this, the likely outcome of this is going to be the Magician. No, not manipulative. We have the Wheel of Fortune, completely new cycle. It seems like luck is on your side, and so is commitments. These are really heavy commitments that are coming into play, which should be taken lightheartedly, but also seriously in the same breath. Final cards from Wisdom of the Oracle. All right, let go of expectations. You should have a standard, yes. Expectations, not so much, because that is very confining. This is truly it's magic. This is a magical connection in your life. Let it develop in the way that it's meant to. So I started putting my piercings back in. See, I have 12 now, 6 in each ear. I just bashed this one into my head. That hurt. I'm gonna finish lining them up. So I had 10 piercings in each ear. I took most of them out over the year, putting them back in, and I just hurt. So acceptance, family, child, letting your past go. Focus on service, relationship, opportunity to forgive. This is a very important relationship that is coming into play. It is changing the trajectory of your life. Let yourself be changed. Let yourself be healed and moved on from the past. There's nothing left for you in the past. Stop hanging out there. Those people need to move on as well. You need to move on. You're here for a very big purpose. The igniting from whoever this person is in your life has really set things in motion. You've been probably experiencing a lot of chaos, a lot of vulnerability, and also a lot of child wounds that have been coming up. Maybe this has been happening before this person came in. It's really important that you ground yourself and get energy work done. This is really going to be, it feels earth shaking. You have to work on your confidence. The world needs you to be whole. Final card. It's coming in very fast. It needs you to catch up. It's going to be something that you need to keep your head on, and you need to keep your focus. All right, I gotta cut it there. This is gonna be big, and it's beyond the relationship, and it's all these threads that are ever interwoven together. We're gonna see where this is going. I'm gonna see where this is going in the next reading. So, until next time, stay safe, have fun, know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. If you have questions about booking your own private session, again, find me on the social platforms. Look for the email that's in the description. Ask about what services I provide, price, discounts, availability, time zones, yada, yada, yada. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, just get this done. Get it done. I was about to repeat myself. Go get this done. What are you doing? All right, so I was drawn to use Wisdom of the Oracle for right now. So I was thinking about relationships. This is what came out. I pulled this out as a clarifier because I was getting kind of lost. Couldn't leave it on the never-ending story. All right, you. So either relationships are coming into your life or already established ones are deepening on a very solid foundation right now. This isn't something that is in the far off distance. This isn't something that is unobtainable. It's not something that is complicated. The joy and happiness that you're feeling is in the present moment with whoever this is in your life. This is saying that you are overanalyzing, overworking the situation, and probably in your head too much. Why? Well, look at this little thing, the never-ending story right here. It's talking about the trigger. The triggers, the hurts, the pains, the agonies that have occurred in previous relationships are being triggered now. So next to the observer in reverse, it's talking about how you are looking for whatever that pain is. Not that you want it. I really don't think that you want it. I think that you expect it, and that sucks, and I hate that for you. But there is a very important note to that trigger. What is it? Well, it's about discovering what doesn't belong with you anymore, what doesn't belong in your future, what you don't need to carry with you anymore, what you've outgrown. And this is coming from a place that you outgrew long ago. You're looking for it in the present scenario, not because you want it, but because it needs to come up and be healed. So whoever you are dealing with, this is a solid connection to where you guys don't have to worry about each other. This is about trying to keep you in the moment, but also while you're in that moment, not to get lost waiting for the other shoe to drop and looking for wherever it would match up. So the never-ending story is the story that has already ended. It's not going to happen in this connection. You're way too wise for it. It's not resonant with you anymore. You can actually have this trigger come up, look at it, and let it go. I know that's really rough, but this is stable enough to handle it. All right. It's going to be time to work through it. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is the person in your life, there's a lot to give you. Do you feel like your heart is closed up? Why? The unfinished symphony. It's time to move on. I feel like your heart is stuck in either a hurt or a pain, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's stuck in a different time. This, if you don't learn to let this go and you just ignore it, it's going to resurface later. It's going to come back. Things that are left to fester often grow into something much more than they would have if you just took the time to look at something and let it go. Love is here for yours to take. You're blocking the flow of whatever this connection is to you because of this past. There's a lot of factors that are in this. I feel like this person might be just so different in general than what you are used to, or they are just so different than you. It's time for you to make a choice. Are you going to let this love go that's coming into your life, or are you going to let your heart be healed from whatever it's been stuck with? This could be heartache, it could be pain, it could be trauma, some form of whatever the hang-up is. Whoever this is in your life who's so vastly different than whoever this is, or maybe you can't really put the blame on them, or you can't have this resentment that this is so different. There's something magnetic here that keeps pulling you back. And I do feel like this is something that you actually want, but you have to make the decision. Are you going to allow yourself to move forward? Or are you going to keep yourself stuck in pain? Again, ignoring it is only going to make it pop up in a much worse way down the road. Are you going to let yourself heal and accept love? Let me know. Okay. It's really important that you really look at what your thoughts and feelings are in your situation with whoever this is, and ask yourself, is this an expectation or a demand that you have on this person? Is this fair, or is this trying to recreate something? Honestly, I feel like you're not ready to move forward. Looking at this, seeing if this is more of like trying to condition somebody to act and behave a certain way. This might be you, this might be somebody that you're dealing with. What I see here is the connection that you're looking at is really, it's amazing. It has all these little hidden treasures that I don't think that you're fully aware of yet. And I think that you are putting the pressure of time for somebody to either stay or go. You're putting the pressure on how they are supposed to act. You have to let these people be who they are. You have to let this person be who they are and embrace the magic of what they truly are. This person has come into your life because what they have and what they bring out in you is magic and it's fate. And it's yours in the moment to appreciate. So this is saying, look at what you have. Look at what's in front of you. I'm not telling you to be in any abusive, toxic, narcissistic situation. It's not that. That's always a disclaimer in my readings. If any reading has this connection to an abusive partnership in your life, you step away from that abusive partnership. This is not about that. This is saying, are you putting old expectations and conditions from past relationships in your life on whoever this is that you're dealing with? Or are they doing this to you? This is saying this is not going to move forward until the parties involved see each other as they truly are, not how they idealize them to be, not how they condition them to be to somebody else in their life. See them as they truly are. See them for the magic that they hold, and see them for this amazing, beautiful gift that they are. Happiness is yours at hand. You have to learn how to recognize it. And I think that this is why the pause is so necessary. Until you learn to see the magic and the fate and the gift that's in front of you with whoever this is, again, you or somebody that you're dealing with, you're not going to be able to move forward. You are meant to move forward with something that is magic, such as this. You have to learn to recognize it. So where does the healing need to happen in here? Who needs to heal in this? I know that it's probably going to be at least both parties, but maybe this is an old ideal that needs to also heal. So let me know how it goes. There's really a time for everything. So what we have here is TikTok. Maybe it's dealing with the app, maybe it's dealing with the seasons of this connection in your life. Stop trying to hold on to the current season of this relationship. What I am seeing here is that it is going through a transformation. Your relationship is going through a major transformation. I'm not telling you to hold on to abusive partnerships. Get that out of your head right now. It's important to let go of expectations about what will become of this coupling right here. What I'm seeing here is somebody having a real issue with control, a real issue with idealism, and holding on to, I guess, some version of the life that they envisioned without allowing for this to actually evolve. It's time to make a decision. What do you want? What do you want? Who are you at this point? It's a very important question because it's about you and only you. You can't think about what everybody else wants in this. You can't think of this as some sort of public service or some sort of charity work. That's not going to work in here. What do you, the viewer, want? And what I'm seeing here is, don't overanalyze it. Don't worry about how you're going to come across. What's important is complete transparency in here. So you have a decision that you have to make, and you can only make it for yourself, no one else in here. Stop trying to control. Stop trying to anticipate every little step on this. I cannot emphasize the importance of letting go of expectations in this. We have the orphan. Sometimes this can feel so incredibly lonely in the connection when you're trying to do the best and you're trying to do what is going to make you, I think, in the best light. Whatever you do not handle is going to come around again. I know that this seems like the end of a road for you, but this is just another point of fate. So this is saying you really don't have the luxury of letting things go to the wayside. It's coming together, but you need to decide how this is going to happen. It's going to be a breakthrough, I promise. Okie dokie. It looks like it's an important time for you to educate yourself about your gift that is waking up. I do feel like one of your clairs are opening up. So clairaudient, clair visual, clairsentient, eclair, I don't know. But I do feel like this is being ignited through a very strong soul connection that you've encountered in your life. What I'm seeing here is meeting this person awakened everything and caused probably a lot of chaos in your life. You've been probably feeling on edge. You've been probably feeling like a lot of signs are throwing themselves out to you, and you don't quite know how to navigate it. I get it, but the point is it's time for you to educate yourself. At this point in your journey with all these activations that are going on, ignorance is a choice. maybe you don't know where to look. That's why this is saying books. It's time for you to start paying attention to the books or to the information bits that are throwing themselves out at you. So this actually might be something that maybe you find online, or maybe you find yourself at a book sale or bookstore. I don't know. I don't know your life. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, it's time for you to educate yourself. And it's really important that as you're doing this, as you're going through this awakening and ascension that was again caused by whatever this twin flame energy is, you got to get grounded. So if weather permits and you're in a safe environment, let your feet hit the ground. You know, just maybe, I don't know, do whatever it takes to get grounded. Look up some grounding techniques. I don't want to start listing them on here, but it's very easy to find online. And in fact, again, the ignorance on it is completely a choice. You have all these available resources to you. What's going to be happening as you embrace the awakening? Let's see. Parents, huh? Okay, interesting. So this is talking about how you're going to have to cut cords with whatever the old paradigms have been. You're going to see exactly why you grew up the way that you did in the environment that you did, and how everything is connected, and how what brought you here is leading you to the next thing, and why what brought you here had to go what it went through. This is bringing up a very divine lineage, spiritual lineage. So this is going to bring up a lot about what's healing in your environment and the childhood retrieval. This is all part of your gift. Again, it's time for you to truly educate yourself and let go what is holding you down, I suppose. So it looks like somebody's been at their wit's end, understandably. I can't really give you any crap for that. I feel like you are starting to see a payoff, but is it always going to have to be you tending and working so hard on this garden to see the payoff? I don't think that you're willing to do it. You need for things to ease up. So what I'm seeing here with you is this, it feels like you need to get to the bottom of why this has been so hard for you. And I think that you're about to find out that people really kind of just stepped aside and let you take the reins because, well, it seemed like you kind of knew what you were doing and they felt like complete newbies at this. And it's not that they didn't trust themselves, it's just you seem so hell-bent on getting to a certain destination. And honestly, I feel like that intimidated them. Not that you're wrong, but honestly, they need to step up. So this is going to be a teachable moment. I need you to really keep your cool with this because I understand why you would want to lose your mind. I've been there as the person who had their mind lost on them, and I've been there wanting to lose my mind. All right. It seems like they weren't happy, but honestly, I don't even think that they really care about that anymore. They just kind of accepted their lot in this. That's annoying. Knock it off. This is somebody who has no excuses on what's holding them back. This is somebody that you're dealing with, and they're still letting it rule them. This is an absolute excuse for themselves. Any way that they're trying to reason it, that's going to be, first off, utter crap, and it's going to make you, again, want to lose your mind even more. So how are we going to avoid this? Okay, first off, don't lose your cool, because I feel like that's only going to reason with them even more on why they should have just given up. That's not it. So the learning point for them is to step up, and the learning point for you is to keep your calm and step aside so that they can step up. This, I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised with what they come through with. You have this. So this is a lot of hard work coming in. I really see that they're stepping up and that this is going to be a lot of juggling. And it seems like there is a point of deception that was going on with them, maybe like a little bit of enabling that was going on with them that they're going to have to make up for. So the final card for this is going to be the Star card. Ooh, and next to this, it's going to change really fast, but you're going to have all hope restored.